Now we come in from recess and we have to take all of our stuff off. So the first step would be hats and gloves off first. Usually we just put those on the floor.
We don't have our gloves.
It's okay. Next step would be
Gloves.
jackets off. Go ahead and take your jackets off. When we take our jackets off, we hang them in our lockers rather than put them at the bottom. We hang them on the hooks. Oh, there we go. We got our jackets hung on the hooks. Next step would be boots off. If they borrow a pair of boots from me, they usually just put them back in the locker that I have them in. If they have their own boots, we have them stand outside their lockers because they're wet. The last step would be to take their snow pants off and hang them where they go. If they borrow snow pants from me, which I only have a few pairs, they'll return them to my lockers. If they brought their own and if they're really wet, we like to hang them on the outside of the lockers, right there, or just hang them on a hook on the inside of their locker. The last step is to put our shoes on and to clean up the mess of things that we have in the hallway. As you can see, this is part of the reason why we tend to misplace our hats and gloves and mittens, because they end up all over the floor. If their gloves and mittens are really wet, I have a vent in my room that I will let them put those on to dry. As you can see, Dea's snow pants are hung up on the outside of her locker. If they were really wet, that's where they would go. One last recommendation that I would suggest is the ongoing debate of gloves versus mittens. While these gloves are cheap and easy to get, a lot of our kids' hands are still really cold at recess time, and they oftentimes have trouble getting their fingers into the gloves, especially with the bigger ones. So I would always recommend getting mittens over gloves. They're easier for the kids to put them on independently, and since their fingers are all together in the mittens, they oftentimes stay warmer longer. I know they're a little more expensive, but they are better in the long run. Thank you.